We're continuing our look at how we can control a motor with a transistor. So now what we've done is we've corrected the circuit. So instead of having a small transistor, this one, which got a bit hot when we were putting enough control current in there, the motor worked but it was not happy. We've now got a big transistor which you see is quite chunky. The legs are still 3 legs like the other transistor, but one little word of warning: please don't put this straight into the breadboard because the legs are flat in the wrong direction. You need to just take some pliers and just turn the legs 90 degrees. Then it will slip into the board very easily, just like that. Otherwise you have to push it very hard and the board may get damaged. So there you are, there's our transistor. Another little word of warning: there are other components which look almost identical to this but have very, very different functions. So please read carefully the number that's on the transistor. So we are using a TIP110, a very useful transistor. Let's see if it works. Now, this is wired differently, so I have changed the wires around now. So it's now the base connection, which is a control connection, that's the yellow wire, and I have the collector connection, which is the negative of the motor, and we've got the ground connection, which is going back to the minus of the battery. And notice now I'm using a couple of AA cells. So we actually have only 3 volts here. Before we had 9 volts. But these transistors here are chunky, and these batteries here are very chunky. These are very, very good for producing high current that is needed by the motor. So let's just connect up. Whoa, straight away it starts, and it's much faster, much more energetic. So what's happening is that although it's only 3 volts, the transistor, which is stronger, and the batteries, which can provide more current than the previous 9 volt battery, is a much better combination. So make sure that you have the correct battery, a suitably powerful transistor, enough drive to drive into the control wire of the transistor, and then you can really control the motor. So touch on, touch off. So let go, touch, and now you can really control the way it works. And just like before, you can show the transistor really is doing the controlling, because if we take the red wire that we had before and we connect it to the control terminal of the transistor, that's the base, and now we connect it to the minus of the battery, which is over here, what's going to happen? Well, the LED turned out before, and this is going to turn off the motor. Let go, and it starts. Same reason is we are taking the current away from the control wire of the transistor and shorting it straight down to here. You're not harming the battery, it's just providing a few milliamps this way. But if you take this connection away, this one that was here, then the current can now go into the transistor, and the transistor will give a much higher current to the motor. There you are, motor control.